don't you know, no more art. And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then storming weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for right. You're that man, but the time it hit you, you're not surprised. Like an angel who has forsaken sympathy, rise up, young boy, and make yourself a legend. Blue skies and beckoning winds are trying to open the door of your heart, but you're gazing at me as if you cannot see. You just stand there smiling vacantly. Your eyes hold such innocence. You're blind to the fate that will soon come to pass, but it's summoning you with a touch like a sigh. You seek it without knowing why. But someday I know that you will be awakened, and your eyes will finally see. These wings on your back are just waiting to guide you. The future will soon set you free. And its cruel thesis, the spiteful angels listening, will soon soar from the window of your destiny. White hot pathos, a desecrated symphony. Stay true to this and don't betray your memory. Come now, reach out, you must embrace reality. Rise up, young boy, and make yourself a legend.
Hey, everybody. Is it playing?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I bought some new cords for three of us. I'm gonna get another one tomorrow. These things are a little bit tighter, so you don't have to worry about that wiggling with Vanessa.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Stay Together talk show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain. How you doing, baby?
I wish I had all that energy you have.
I wish I had it too, honey.
I'm doing good. Wait a minute. Let's just do this quick shout out. Hey, Stephen Best and Kenneth Terrell. I love when I see them pop up there
real quick. All right.
But
just take over the show and do your own thing. But you know, it's your thing. Do what you want to do.
I just see somebody out there. You got to acknowledge it.
I understand.
But I'm doing good. I heard people say it was real hot outside.
Yeah, you got to let people, the radio show, know that you're talking about those on Facebook, though.
Yes. Okay. Hello to the Soar Radio people who's listening.
Yeah. Two-time Stellar Award winner for Best Internet Station of the Year. And why I'm talking about it, Wednesday is always a great time to listen to Soar Radio 2 because they have the JD Morning Show that comes on between 6 and 9 a.m. Check it out, JD Morning Show. Justin, the owner of Soar Radio, he has Kenny and a lot of great guests on there. They come on Wednesdays, each Wednesday at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So check out the JD Morning Show on Soar Radio, only on Soar Radio. Hey, we got another special guest here today. I'm going to have to call her maybe a regular. It's the loser of our battle last week. It's my sister, Vanessa McCain Mason. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, and I didn't lose. I was scammed and shammed.
Well, you know, I just got to go back to my song that I heard before. We are the champions, my friend. For some of y'all that don't know, we had a battle last weekend. I don't think Vanessa won, so she didn't win. So I was the winner of that.
You didn't win either.
You know,
no,
I was being.
I
had to be defended. I could have went to jail. I could have lost a sister, but she came back, so I'm a winner. So I'm a winner. So she can't take that one away. See, I'm smarter than the average bear. I'm smart. See, I know how to put things. I'm smooth.
But did you hear her remark?
Yeah, well, I know. That's what I would expect her to say. She couldn't argue with that. You can't argue and say that you a good sister and I won because you came back. How you gonna argue? No, you didn't. Well, then you saying you ain't a good sister. Who gonna say that? Ain't nobody gonna, hurt their own self. Well, I don't know. Trump's done that a lot of times. Speaking of Trump and hurting people, hurting themselves, I want to say JD Morning Show. I want to say hello to LP Productions. What's up, man? Hey. Well, that's all you're going to get from him today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You have to pay $15 for each word he says. So he is here. You know, you're going to say something, I'm going to let you go on.
I know. I mean, it was a segue to speaking of sisters. She got a birthday coming up Saturday, so I'm just going to say it now early because we ain't going to see it. Well, we will see it next week. Happy future birthday, Renee. Just shouting it out. Happy birthday.
Nay.
Happy birthday, Renee. I want to give a shout out to Brenda and Rick McCain. On the 26th of this month, we'll be celebrating 27 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So we're happy about that. I don't know how you last that long with me, but praise God you did.
I'm praising God.
You know, you made me a better man. I'm just waiting for you to reciprocate here somehow.
I'm trying to check it out. Hey, Anna. Hey, Anna. Hey, Anna. I'm trying to check it all in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to check it all in.
Yeah, okay. Take it all in.
No, you are a great, challenging husband.
Yeah, Shade, that's a great, challenging husband.
No, but it's you helped me to grow up with a lot of stuff, and then you helped me to be a better person and a better woman.
We'll talk about that a little bit. I don't know if the 26th is a Thursday. I don't know exactly when that is. For those of you all are wondering, why do I have all of this energy? Well, I am dying right now. Got a sciatic nerve pain right now that's been killing me, been hurting me for about 6 going on 7 years. Where my prayer warriors at? Y'all ain't praying enough. I know I talked about this before. Y'all
Anna,
need to help her, brother. Pray for me. Somebody pray for me. Have me on their mind. Take the time and pray for me because I'm going through problems. I'm telling you, this thing is hurting so much, and I know the rest of y'all are going to lie, but you know, working at home does cause some issues for you. You know, I mean, there are times where, you know, you just don't want to wash up. I know it's going to be hard for people to admit this because you're basically saying you're funky. But there's a lot of times when you're at home, you just don't want to watch. You know you're wearing the same clothes every day. You wake up, that clothes on, and then for at least about 6 or 7 hours, you still in those same clothes. I mean, I've gotten so funky sometimes my body's walked me to the bathroom. So I had to go to the bathroom. I was wondering why I was going there, and my body is telling me, I know the rest of y'all going to lie to yourself, but you know you've been home through this whole COVID, and there's been days where you haven't done a thing to yourself but get up and eat and watch TV. I know. I just want some real people to come back to me and say, you know, I have done that before. I mean, you know, if it wasn't for Brenda, heck, I may have never shaved or washed up again. With, you know, all this pain and stuff like that. My sister looking at like, I can't believe that. But there are people that's going to be honest with me. They're going to be honest with me. They're going to be honest with me that there's sometimes you wake up and you know you didn't wake up and go and take a shower. It took you until at least noon for some of y'all to do that.
Home.
You know, you at home. You don't care what you look like. Ladies, come on.
Company coming
you
over.
know that you scared your husband many a times through COVID when he got a chance to see you that long the way you really look. He saw your true color. I'm not saying anything. No. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm just saying. This ain't no take a dig time. That'd be a good subject.
I stayed home
not
for
take a dig.
3 months, and I took a bath. Shower every day. When John came home, his plate was sitting on the table when he walked to the door, which is probably why he wanted me to retire last year.
So nobody asked you to be the Angeline woman here,
and
okay?
that's why I
take
went
like
back
2
to work.
showers a day.
Huh?
alright? I take like 2 showers a day. I'm not in this. Leave me out of
And
this.
you just look so clean over there. For sure you do.
That's why the shame.
She can attest
Look
to
at
that.
his.
Like,
I mean, yeah, okay.
like 2 or 3 showers.
2
a day.
showers a
I
day.
do it, like compulsively, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about your room? Is your room taking showers? We ain't gonna talk about that
a whole
though.
new different
Yeah,
animal
it's
right
like
Yeah.
entirely different. That's not
Yeah,
what
that's a
I
whole.
want.
You know, you have to sometimes transition. Speaking of transitions, let's transition to somebody that is taking a shower right now. Governor Cuomo. He's taking a nice little shower right now. So much so that the governor has resigned. Vanessa, he has resigned in midst of saying that all of these women, are lying to him. I mean, the way he did it, Vanessa, I don't know if you saw it. The way he did it was terrible because he bashed the women, but he said, "I'm going to do this because I love New York so much, and I'm going to resign."
Thank God he loved New York.
I mean that you love New York so much that you fondled New Yorkans. Okay, that's too much love. Now I can understand the gender gap that he's talking about because I'm around that age too. The rest of y'all a little bit younger here, but I'm around that age. I've been known to say to someone "hun" and "sweet" and "darling" and stuff like that. It's in a term of endearment. But you're not resigning because you said "hun" and "babe" and "sweetheart." You're resigning because your hands couldn't stay in your pockets. Like they said in Malcolm X, "Get your hand out of my pocket." He couldn't keep his hand in his pockets. All these women ain't lying. Bill Cosby. I mean, Como. All these women ain't lying. It's the same thing. All of them ain't lying. If something's wrong, don't be acting like you're gonna dog them out, dog the women out like they did something
Isn't
wrong.
that what they do?
But yet you talking about I love New York. What you got to say about that?
That's a touchy subject for me, so
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
glad he resigned. That's
Yeah, I
all
mean,
gotta say.
it's it's a shame that he did it the way he did. I knew he was going to resign because he didn't have any of the Democrats on his side, which I'm glad because you don't look as bad as the Republicans did when they wanted to protect Trump with everything. They're still looking like idiots. I'm glad the Democrats took the high road and didn't, support Cuomo in this. But let's face it, man. If you do something wrong like that, don't blame the woman. It wasn't their fault that you couldn't control where your hands went. When you do that, you're degrading the pride of the woman and that woman personally by saying they mistook what I was trying to say. No, they didn't. They wasn't concerned about what you were trying to say. They were upset about what you did.
But you know what? I am going to say this. The reason he did it and didn't think twice about it is because he got away with it for so long. It was nothing in place in his era, moving up to today and stuff, that on the workplace, it was a given. Back then, in the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s, you could go up to an employee massage
Well,
their
you can
back.
still do that now.
You could go
In
up
some
to
places you
them
get
and
away with it.
stroke
I'm just
their
glad
arm or
that they
something.
came out and said something.
He had
Yeah.
a sense of entitlement.
Yeah, he
And
did.
Yeah.
He was entitled to do these things because of who he was, and that his mentality probably told him, well, they liked it anyway because they didn't stop me and they didn't, push me back or anything. They accepted it, but he didn't take into the account of their fear, their insecurities. He just did it because he could.
Yeah, he did it because he can get away with it. He thought he was Mr. New York.
Yeah.
I mean, not Jesse Jackson, Jackson. Reggie Jackson was Mr. October in New York. Everybody loved him in baseball. Because they figured every time in October he would do something great in the playoffs. This man actually thought that he was New York and he could do anything he wanted. And he was loved in New York. He got a lot of praise for what he did for
Things he
COVID.
did, yes.
But the problem is that you allow that to destroy your whole family. Now, it's the bad thing about it. It's like people that don't want to take the vaccination. It's not just that you're affecting your life, you're affecting others. He affected his wife's life, his daughter's life, his brother's life, who was on CNN.
Oh,
on there.
yeah.
You know, you
Mhm.
affected a lot of people's
Guilty by
life by your
association.
selfishness. I mean, I can understand one time you did something wrong, like, and somebody, you know, this is wrong, don't do that. This has been happening for years, probably decade, that he's been doing this. So, you know, I can't condone what he did. I thought the way he did it was very bush league. You don't down the women and say, well, you know, they wrong. I'm not going to agree with this, but because I love New York, I'm gonna resign. If I didn't do something wrong,
Right, I'm
I
not
don't care
resigning.
what it is. No, I didn't do it. Nope, I ain't. No, I'm not. Nope, you can get rid of me, but I'm not going to admit that I did something. Like, no, dude, you did this.
I think someone probably gave him an ultimatum or choice that he couldn't refuse.
That
why
mafia
he went
thing
out
works
with so
great.
much anger in
Yeah,
him.
that mafia thing goes great, but I just can't believe, you know, mafia. You know, they
Somebody
give you off, you
told
can't
him.
refuse.
Somebody told him to step down or else.
Yeah, the president was telling him to step down. Everybody was telling him to
telling
step
him to step down.
I mean, you know,
Somebody in particular.
but
probably
they were
told
telling him
him
to
he need
step down because they probably believed that what he did was actually happened.
Well, a lot of facts out.
I mean, it's a lot of facts out there that happen at that. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But hey, we're happy for the person who's going to be acting governess, the first female governor of New York. She's going to be there now, so hopefully she'll be able to do an excellent job, and we can keep the governments in the Democratic Party because I definitely don't want to be a Republican anytime soon, if I even wanted to be after Trump and this debacle they have. But I digress. So let's go on.
Can
with
I
our
do a
little
quick
tidbit.
shout out for you digressing?
Shout out to
Just
who? And you're going to tell them the shout out to where you're doing the shout out, right?
doing a quick happy anniversary, 30 years to Wes and Anna, and they are listening to us today on their anniversary.
All right. So she's giving a
happy
shout out to the people who are listening to us on Facebook. Happy anniversary
Happy
to
anniversary
Wes and Anna, 30 years. All right. All right, she just did that to just top me
30
when I said
years,
27
too.
years.
Whoa.
Shame on you, Anna, for bringing up your anniversary, topping mine. Shame on you, Anna. I don't care y'all been married for 30 years. Shame on you. I'm just joking. Congratulations to you as well. Hey, we're going to go on and talk a little bit about our Christian Real subject. It is called God, Hold On to Me. You know, and I thought about this. I was looking at something, and it's like, with the problems that we're still having, I don't think anybody actually thought that COVID was going to be going on almost 2 years. We maybe thought a month or two you might be dealing with it. I mean, you know, because certain things take a little time to go through. And if it was up to Trump, it'd have been, a couple of days. He's just going to be a couple of days. It's just going to magically disappear. It's going to get warm and it's going to go away. You can take some bleach, something like that. He had all kind of, crazy doctor ideas, pour some bleach up your behind or something like that. It's crazy kind of things he came up with, but, in this time it's so rough that you need something that that you can hold on to that is going to be there for you. And as for Christians real, I mean, what our thing that we should be holding on to is God. Because God, has his hands are unchanging, as the word says, as I paraphrase that. And I want to read something here before Brenda pops in here. This is the message. The message description of this is in Psalms 91:14. It says, "If you hold on to me for dear life, says God, I'll get you out of your troubles. If you only trust and know that you can trust in me." And it's like, that's the thing as a Christian that we are supposed to do, is to lean on God's unchanging hand to hold on to him. And there's some people right now, and God brought this to me, is that you're going through something that is really, really difficult. We've heard about some people, we've heard some people that ours have died or committed suicide, going through some rough things in life right now. But it's because as a Christian, we're holding on to God. We're putting our trust in God. We're leaning into God's unchanging hand. It helps us to make it through the trials and tribulations that we go through. Is that correct, telephone, Brenda?
I was trying to see if I could pull up this verse. You might could pull it up. John 10:28 through 29.
Okay.
That there's something profoundly stabilizing about knowing that the most powerful one in the universe hold us, and that's where you check out John 10:28 through 29. He knew everything about our frailties and even our sins, but he chose us, came for us, and redeemed us anyway. And like you were saying, during this time, what we going through now, I just don't get it when somebody don't have a belief of anything, because if nothing else, this has showed us that there's a higher calling and a higher power out there, that you don't control nothing. And I laugh at all of the gangsters out there trying to control a corner where God could just snuff your life out in just a snap of a finger or something. And you talking about going through something, us going through this for 2 years, it's probably going to be 2 more years. And I think right now God is trying to draw so many people close to him.
Don't speak that.
Yeah, I was about to
Ooh,
say,
don't
put that out
speak
there.
that. Don't put that out there. No,
No.
I don't believe in all that hype and the scary stuff. But now I don't want to. No, 2 more years. I don't.
I mean, we might be out of this, but I'm talking about you get back
Well,
to normal.
and unfortunately, what you're saying can be kind of true in a sense. I don't want to put the length on there, but we're not taking this Delta virus serious enough, Vanessa, and the only thing that's keep on happening because we're not getting vaccinated is that the strand becomes stronger and stronger.
Yeah, you have different. Now we have the Lambda out there, and they're looking at the spikes, but I think it's the Lambda variant is not as.
This is a
bad
new
as
one. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, you know about the Lambda.
I've never heard of that one.
No.
The joke around it now is that people need to keep their Greek brothers and sisters, locked up in the house. Delta, Lambda.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Funny.
there was conversations about the spikes and the variants, the 2 variants. I think the Lambda one is not something that you need
You
to
looking
be
at
as
it? Look at
concerned
that.
about as much as you
Look,
should
look.
with the Delta variant. But the attitude with all these people running around here that they don't believe that the vaccine actually helps.
Dropping that much?
They don't believe that it helps. Take a look at all the kids that are starting to pass
Yeah.
away.
All
A
these
lot
babies.
of children are passing away now. Their parents are getting COVID. The kids are getting COVID. And they're getting the Delta strain, the variant, and it's taking out a lot of kids. You have a lot of hospitals where the pediatric sections are loaded, and especially down south. And what's this? Arkansas, Louisiana. Is it Mississippi? Which one? It's one of those states that's really, really bad.
Mississippi.
Mississippi,
Alabama,
yeah.
yeah.
Alabama, because of the fact that they're not getting the vaccine. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, a husband and wife, passed away and left their 4-year-old child and the child is either 2 or 2 months, something like that. They left them because both parents ended up with COVID and they both died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to be, so sad. And some of you people be like, y'all still talking about COVID? Yeah. We would prefer not to have talked about this, but, the only thing that's unchanging is God's hands. I mean, we're constantly dealing with this COVID thing, and now parents are fighting because they don't want their child's First Amendment rights to be taken away, but having to wear a mask. I don't want I don't want to have to wear a mask. I mean, dying, wear a mask. Kill somebody, wear a mask. I mean, how is your First Amendment right more important than life itself? I just don't get it.
Because you have a lot of people that they still do not believe that COVID exists, that they can get COVID. So a lot of people still think it's a hoax, it's bull.
Yeah.
It's something that's man-made and created. They still have no explanation as to why all these people are dying, but they don't believe it's from COVID.
Everybody just
and
died.
you have people that think that the vaccine is what's giving people COVID. The vaccine is changing people's DNA. The vaccine is doing this, is doing that. That's a lot of people with that mentality.
And that's why we're in the state
That's
that
why
we
we're
are in now.
correct. That's why
Yeah.
we're in the state that we're in.
Hey, give a shout out to my boy Grease Gun, Kenneth Jarrell. Love you, man. Good to see you out there. If you guys are having any problems with the stream on there on Facebook or something like that, let me know. Okay, because I'm looking at these numbers here and they're like really getting high. Look at that thing right there. It says 0.5. Y'all don't know what we talking about on the radio, but
No,
that's just
so-
us. Okay, I'm gonna trust you. If not, Vanessa's gonna be taking your place next week.
You really gonna be up.
So I mean, when we say, I know you had a couple of things you want to share there, but God hold on to me is basically you say you don't.
You can't be reading my lips.
But
when
then
they not
they
going
could see you on
towards you.
Facebook.
It's getting food out.
But do
my
you
cheek.
have anything you want to share? Jesus Christ, this is a radio show.
Well,
Yes.
we're doing something. But
Oh,
just
okay.
the fact
Good,
that,
good.
your topic was titled was God hold on to me,
Right.
but you're not holding on to God.
Well,
We're
I mean, it's the
putting
same.
that-
No, it's the same thing. In order for God to hold on to you, you got to also reciprocate. The Bible says you have to
Some
first
people
accept Jesus
don't.
Christ as your Lord and Savior. So
Right.
you have to make the first move. So I mean, you could share what you want to share, and not try to make it controversial. Just
okay,
share.
only thing I'm saying is
Come on,
this
boo.
is the time, if you let me share this is the time that I think we need to draw closer to God. If nothing else ever convinced you that there was a God and a living God in this world that's controlling everything, this should be it. Because not 100 years ago, of course, we went through the same thing with what was the Spanish flu or something 100 years ago? Every 100 years they say it's something that come like a plague or whatever.
I don't know, the Spanish flu, Black Plague, something like that.
But I don't give man that much credit to put something out there to disperse so many people. And I'm not saying that this is like the flood that God's trying to end the world or anything. But to me, this is a big wake-up call. So, yes, hold on to him. God, hold on to me, my family members, because people are dropping left and right, and it's not normal to see so much death like this. Death was just plaguing us last year so much, and even this year, and now it's going back up. And if people are not recognizing what it is, what we are here for and what the COVID is doing, and to not believe that I'm not wearing a mask no more, because I still see people who don't wear a mask, who not vaccinated, who don't care. Like Vanessa was saying, this is a hoax, and it's like, this is a bleep bleep good hoax. Then if somebody could pull this off and get away with how many deaths we are up to now?
I think we're over 700,000. I haven't been keeping up with the number. They don't show the number as much anymore like they used to. I don't know why the news. I was talking to this one guy, and he was telling me that they're not doing that anymore because he was saying the numbers are overrated. Any person that dies, it might be similar to COVID. They're putting as a COVID death, but I don't know about that. I think when you got over 700,000 people die in the United States alone, I don't care what it's contributed to. That's a lot of people. And we need to. I think the thing that shocks me when I say hold on to God is that we still have a lot of people. I mean, we had this one man who called himself a preacher, who basically told people that if you come into my church with a mask on, or if you've been vaccinated, I'm gonna throw you out. I mean, this stuff has been so crazy. I mean, and it's all contributed from one man, the Antichrist himself, Donald J. Trump. Get mad at me all you want to, but he is a quintessential example of what the Antichrist can do.
And sending out membership cards.
Sending out membership cards and telling people to be a member, to send him,
to send him some money because he needs
some
money.
The man has already
He
got
has to
over
pay his
$100 million.
taxes. He has things that he needs to deal with.
But
he has to keep
needs to deal with it.
his
These people
life,
constantly sending him money. Some of these people are dirt poor, and they sending him money. I mean, it's ridiculous, but
Well, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but it's like we need to hold on to God because that's the one thing that will never leave us or forsake us. Mm-hmm. If we understand that holding on to God is the key to Christianity. It's been rough. I thank God, not the vaccine, that I'm still alive, because I thank God for the vaccine. It's just that, I just think that there's a lot of people. You're seeing sports athletes now who are talking about they don't want to take the vaccination shot. Companies are, forcing people to do that. Some sports.
The Pentagon just issued a mandate.
Right. Pentagon mandate that they have to do that.
All
you have
employees.
a situation right now.
And they're the largest employer in the United States.
And
the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about holding on to God. You have a place right now in Florida where the governor is
Which is
threatening
one of the, yeah.
Santa.
threatening the people's salary if they do that. There was a man on
The teachers.
the radio. There was a man on the news that has a cab company is saying he doesn't want to serve people who have a mask or is vaccinated. If you have mask or vaccinated, I don't want to give you a ride. Now he's just looking
Yeah,
for
he's
a lawsuit.
backwards. Why not?
It's just stupidity. It's just all this bad information is getting out there. I mean, internet, Facebook, and all these social media things have been amazing assistance to help things, but it's been hurting people as well. And we have all this information, but the word of God stands forever. All you have to do is seek first the kingdom of God.
But then
and he'll add everything
you said
onto
don't
you.
be on the conflict. Okay.
What?
Some people might be blaming God that this is happening.
But
How did you allow
that's
this
not
to
a
happen?
conflict. It's true. There are some people out there that are blaming God for this, but I think God gives us free will. This is mankind's doing all on his own. We could have knocked this thing out in a couple of months if we all just decided to get vaccinated. I mean, you still got people telling me, I need to learn more about it. What more do you need to learn? If it ain't no quack doctor, every doctor is telling you to get the vaccination.
I got a comment. Hey,
Okay.
Stephen. Say Republicans are fighting harder to keep masks out of school than they ever did to keep guns out of school.
That is so true.
That's so
Yes.
sad.
Yeah, I mean,
though.
because Republicans going to fight for your Second Amendment right, boy. You can bear arms,
Oh yeah,
but
they,
don't put
they're
on a
not trying
mask.
to keep guns out. The Republicans
No.
are not trying to keep guns out of anywhere. They figure that's so.
I think the
That's a
Republicans
right.
are one of the ones that want guns in the school.
Yes.
They're talking about, hey, because if all this shooting just has some, let's train the teachers to have guns. No.
Talk to the parents that lost all these children.
Yeah,
in
I don't want
those,
no. I don't want my.
massacres at school.
I don't want my social science teacher having a gun. Shoot,
Not the teacher you have to
it's
worry
bad
about. is the
enough
other
that I got to take
students.
the test. Don't force me to do it too. I mean, come on. It's crazy with the stuff that is going on here. But we have to be able to understand this. Christians, if you're not a Christian, you may not understand this. But all of those who are Christians, we're talking to you. You can accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior today by just saying, Jesus, I accept you as my Lord and Savior, and I will live my life according to your will, and then you can receive the salvation of Jesus Christ yourself. But to those who have not did this, we're talking to the Christians today. We have to continuously rely and hold on to God for the trials and tribulations that we're going through. For most seasoned Christians, this is nothing. I mean, the
Right.
pandemic is a difficult thing, but trusting and having faith in God, you do the right thing. I didn't want to take the vaccination shot at first when we first found out about
Right,
it.
we all was
I
skeptical.
went to that Tuskegee thing too, where they did the syphilis trial. And unfortunately, we still live in a world right now where minorities get the butt end, the short end of the stick. You've got to be concerned. This world is. The majority rules, and they're more concerned about themselves. I don't care how great they say the United States is. United States hasn't got to the point yet where they've been colorblind and they don't look at a black person the same way they do as a white person.
No.
I mean, when we get there, then we can say this is the greatest place in the world. But it's not
it
great
ain't.
for everyone. And so, yeah, you have to be concerned about that. But when I did the research, saw the information, your church was giving it. I figured it was Walgreens. I'm like, okay, this is all adding up because Walgreens, don't want to go out of business, giving you, vaccine. And I'm like, okay, I'd rather take the vaccination than be worried about someone killing me just by breathing on me. I mean, no. I'm gonna tell you something.
And
This
your
is
question is their God.
this is irony. Vanessa, you may not know this. Will Phillips doesn't know. I was gonna write a book called Breathe. It was called Breathe, and it was about government putting chemicals in your water that it would have like ions or magnets and stuff like that in your body, that they could control it through a computer and stop you from breathing. There was something like that came out, but I was talking about this 20 years ago. There was something that came out like that. A movie came out like that before, where you had to pay for air and stuff like that. To see this now, that someone can breathe on you. Everybody in this room, if y'all listening on Facebook, everybody in this room has been vaccinated. Okay, so we ain't worried about that. To breathe on you, and you could die. I mean, I would have never thought that. I mean, I would think this is something on Spanguli.
Yeah, like I said, this is playing out like a horror movie. We didn't have the prologue. We didn't got to the good juicy part, but we not going to the end part just yet because even if that was a joke or not, Vanessa was just saying about the other thing.
What?
But
What
this new variant. Or
Oh,
whatever.
no, that's not
No.
a joke.
Okay, like I said, this is not ending, people. It's still
What
going
happened to my
on.
clock?
So it's like, why not still talk about it? You want to be abreast of what's going on and what we need to do.
All right, we're going to end that real quick. Just saying, all the Christians, just keep on continuously holding on to God. It said, God, hold on to me. Yes, God is going to hold on to you. Just make sure you continue to hold on to him. Hey, speaking of that, we've got some songs here from my boy, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy. I know about therapy. It's called Help. And then we have Never Leave You, Mr. Talkbox featuring Jay Moss and Little Brian, and Stop, Look, and Listen to Your Heart by Gerald Levert and Will Downing. Hey, this is Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my beaut, author Brenda McCain, LP Productions, special guest Vanessa McCain Mason. We're going to have Steven join us a little bit earlier this time. We're going to be talking about the what the heaven, what the hell. Hey, catch us on Facebook. We're on there now. Listen up to this music, and we'll be right back. LP, do your thing, man.
All right, you guys are off.
All
Is that
right.
song from the Stylistics original?
That is
The
it.
way you was
But this is coming.
Stop.
This is
look and listen. I'm like, well, he jacking that song up.
Stop, look, and listen to your
Stop,
heart. But that,
Look, listen to your heart.
but I'm not singing it. I'm
Just say
giving a
stop,
thing.
look, and listen to your heart.
All right. So now we got a radio critic. So now here. on
No,
the
it's
show,
not
too.
that. It's
But
your
go ahead.
diction.
Go ahead. I'm being
Next
I'm
song.
being a.
Next song. You said romantic. Yeah.
Go ahead. So what you got for us?
Florida
That was
governor's
muted.
Florida governor's office says state could withhold salaries of officials who enact school mask mandates. Okay, now this one was interesting to me because that's a lot of power in the hands of the state to say if you tell these people they have to wear this, I'm gonna hit you in your pockets and take your money away from you. It's like, seriously? I mean, right now what we're going through, they trying to leave it up to the parents to tell, see what they want their child to do, to wear it or not. But if it's
Turning now
saved
to the
your
COVID
child
pandemic
life from
as
being
kids
in school
return
and the
to
teachers'
classroom.
lives, why not wear the mask? It's just so opposite right now to me. It's like, why is that such a bad thing to continue to wear the mask when all these new strains are coming out?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this real quick. I don't know what's wrong with DeSantis. Trump must have something on him, Vanessa.
I'm wondering too.
Because
he's
he
so
was-
far up his behind. It's not funny.
It is.
Ronnie kinda
And
scared.
beforehand, he couldn't stand Trump. He said he was the most uneducated idiot person in the world. I mean, he had all kind of derogatory things to say about him. Now he's like, he's like the puppet. Pull your string, pull the string and I'll do my thing. I'm your puppet. He's like a puppet. I'm like, what happened to you? How are you going to sit there and you're going to say, I'm going to take somebody's salary because I don't want you to mandate masks. And I like the woman says,
cases, almost 94,000 cases of COVID in children.
yeah, I
last
mean,
week.
and it's amazing, that something like that would happen. But how can you sit there? And the lady said, I'd rather, caution on being, over caution than under caution. I'd rather be extreme than not have as much concern about something because we don't want our kids to get this, get sick by this. But it's gonna make my child. It's gonna take. One person said, "I'm concerned about my child's health with wearing a mask." I'm like, but yet, if they get COVID and die, that's okay. The alternative is that they may get COVID and die, but you're concerned about them wearing a mask. And nobody likes wearing a mask. I don't think I've seen anybody say, "Oh, this is the greatest thing in the world." I mean, I hate it. I'm
Goes
doing
so
exercise
well
in
with my
mask.
decor.
Yeah, great. But nobody wants to do that. I was exercising. I'm like, to this therapy I have. It's hard doing that thing with that mask on, but I want to live. I've got principles. I want to live. Living is on the top of my list. So I don't know what DeSantis has. Trump has on DeSantis, but he is just acting like a first class idiot.
I don't understand why the people don't get together and try to push him out of office.
What you want,
Because
DeSantis?
DeSantis, they need to impeach him. They need to do something. This man is putting all the lives of all these children at risk with his irresponsible and ignorant and stupid acts.
But you know what the bad thing about it is, I mean, DeSantis
We got
probably
Kumo to resign. Let's go for him.
DeSantis probably,
Okay.
DeSantis just barely won, for governor then anyway. But those Republicans out there, they're just as brainwashed as he is.
Yes.
I mean, they
Let's
really
see how
believe
brainwashed
this
they
stuff.
are when their kids start dropping like flies.
Right, but it's amazing to me, and then we're gonna talk about something else. It's amazing to me, and in some way, it's not amazing, because I look at the fact people die from smoking cigarettes all the time. They die from cocaine and overdose all the time, and alcoholism. So people die from that all the time, and people still do it. But when you want to put your child's life in danger, I just can't understand that. How do you do something like that? There's no way I'm gonna say I want my child to get the same education without a mask. We're not talking about the education they're gonna get. We're trying to save their lives. It just blows me away. The
Well, here's
stupidity
the
that we
quote.
have nowadays. Go ahead.
I think the fairest thing to do is just say, let parents make the decisions.
No.
DeSantis said last week at an
Yeah.
event at Tampa Hospital.
Biden is going to have to do this because it's not going to be any other way. You're going to have to put a mandate that everybody gets. I mean, they're doing it. I think they're doing it in China and other places. I know France has like a mandate. They give you a certain period of time to get this virus. Or you ain't gonna come out the house. Okay, you don't want to take the vaccination shot. Great, stay in the house. Don't go anywhere. And I say what you should do. And really people gonna like me now. Probably 6 people already dropped off the radio show as I was speaking. But if you don't take the vaccination at a certain period of time and they find out you're not, put you in jail for a felony.
Attempted murder.
Yeah, put you in jail.
But see, that's his strategy.
And then if you don't want to take the test after that, and you get back out and you take one shot and you don't take the second shot, put you in jail again. Charge you $1,000 fine the first time or something like that, or the next time a $5,000 fine. I mean, felony is going to be a little bit harsh than that, but if I can drop it down, when you start making people come out of their pocket, because that's what's happening with the NFL. They're going to lose games and money. Those players are starting taking those tests now.
Okay, 2 things. But with DeSantis, he's doing it the other way. It's like, I'm about to hit you in your pockets and not pay you, a teacher or an authoritative person in schools, if you're pushing this.
He's pushing a lawsuit on that. I mean, he started doing something like that. It's going to Supreme Court. He's going to have an issue. I mean, that's just plain stupidity.
No.
You're going to penalize somebody because they're trying to save a life.
Right. Like I said, they're trying to save it, not hinder it. But when it comes to the athletes, like that other guy who just got COVID, the baseball guy.
You talking about Rizzo?
Right. I thought they all was mandated to.
No, they're not.
Mandated
They're doing testing and stuff like
vaccination.
that. And I'm surprised with Rizzo. A good guy. Miss him in Chicago. He's really into kids and helping stuff like that. You would think that he would be an example and set that. I mean, you got football players that don't want to do it. It's a private. It's not. There's nothing private about taking a vaccination. You even did or you didn't. But we're trying to politicize it. Oh, it's a private thing that that only discussed with me and my family. That's excuse my expression. I'm sorry. This is BS. That's ridiculous. Take the daggone shot.
Please take it.
Because it's almost like we're doing the actual purge. It's like, instead of art imitating life, we're seeing it on TV, and now we're trying to get rid of everybody. I mean, it's like, are we really doing this? Is this really happening?
It's really.
I mean,
happening.
100, 1,000
Crazy.
years from now, people are gonna look back like, were they really that stupid in
Yes,
2020?
they were, child. It's in the
Yes.
history books.
Yes,
2020,
baby.
They
2020 was
were so
a
ignorant.
zodiac thing of pain and misery and confusion, and people was delusion back in there. They're gonna test on us and find out.
We had a deranged
something was
maniac
wrong. Yeah,
that was head of the country.
it's ridiculous. Let's go on another story.
We got a comment here.
Okay.
No, from Mr. Best. No, there were high-profile Cub players who didn't take the vaccination, and they were heckled by fans in the stands for not taking it.
Yeah, I mean, but there are a lot of people out there that agree with them. I like what the NFL is doing. They're forcing their players to do that. The other leagues have not really gotten to that yet. I know with NBA, you got to do some vaccination as well, but I don't think the baseball league is doing that yet, and I don't know with hockey if they're doing anything about that at all. But what's your next story?
Let's talk about R. Kelly. It's
Yeah.
been 2 years since he been brought down, and now the trial is about to start. They are picking the jurors, which will only be members of the public allowed in the courtroom. A lot of people, see, this is the thing that get me. People are upset because people really wanted to attend this trial, and it's like, we are still in COVID. The surge is growing. The Delta variant is getting higher. New cases are coming left and right. So y'all mad that y'all can't sit in a courtroom and watch this like a TV show. So they're going through the trial picks and said that the jurors are the only ones, and the media people are upset because they want to have all their coverage read. So what do you think? Is it, we're trying to get a trial. It shouldn't even matter how many people be in it. Let's just see, is he guilty or innocent?
Well, I mean, R. Kelly has been guilty from day one in most people's minds. Anyway, I mean, after that videotape, I mean, what can you say? Well, the first one he came on there when he decided he couldn't find the proper place to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this thing has been going on for like a decade, hasn't it? It seems like it's been longer than that.
decade. No, it hasn't been 10 years.
Huh?
No, it hasn't been that
It
long.
hasn't? It looks like it's been longer than that.
In
3
2008,
3 years,
he went
yeah.
before and got off, and now they're gonna merge
But I'm just
everything
saying,
from
they
the
put
past
everything
years.
together because this is like a new thing because of the girls in the house. And,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean,
You may not realize this, but you met R. Kelly when he was 11 years old.
and I probably don't remember that. What did I meet him at?
At a family friend's house on 74th and Aberdeen.
Okay, he wasn't, singing with Ron Isley at that time.
He was
Doing
11.
Chocolate City or something. He
No,
could have
he was
been doing,
11.
hey, 11 years old.
No, he was hiding at our family friend's house,
Oh, wow.
trying to avoid the abuse that he was going through.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
So wait a minute, let's think about that.
Let's not go too deep.
Abuse people,
Abuse
abuse
people.
people.
Yeah,
Hurt
I mean,
Abuse
hurt
people, abuse people.
But still no excuse for
It's-
him.
no.
Well, I
But
mean,
now that
that's-
makes you
That's
think,
not
okay.
necessarily true because Vanessa abused me and I didn't abuse anybody.
That's a different type of abuse.
I mean, she smacked me upside my head and made me
that
watch.
was just to make you
Yeah.
a better person.
Yeah, right.
Because you was
Don't
getting out of
never
line.
make
Maybe a
You
better
abuse-
person watching
No, I
all
just-
my children. Right, a better person. So that's
I
not
trained.
necessarily
I
true.
trained him.
I mean, that was abuse there, but I don't know what it's to say
I
about R.
altered his
Kelly.
directions.
I really don't. I think what has happened is R. Kelly has wasted a lot of money to where he should have just went in and go ahead and serve his time. He might have got half of it over by now. There's no way he's going to come out of this innocent.
I
There's
don't know what
absolutely
his
no way.
brother did, but his brother's still in jail.
His brother. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
his brother was abused by the same sister.
Yeah, but there's no way he's going to come out of this unscathed.
No.
I mean, there's no way. And I think what bothers a lot of people is his arrogance about
Yes.
he did. We can still remember he was on the ABC with Oprah's girl. What's her name?
Oh, Gail.
Gail. And went all crazy and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, this ain't acting. I mean, what you've done. I mean, you get these high profile people like Como, Bill Cosby. You got now, R. Kelly. I mean, these people who are thinking that they're above the law and they can do whatever they want to do. I mean, you start doing this thing, it's going to catch up with you.
But you see how that go. He got away with it before, so it's like, okay, they ain't gonna do nothing. And then like,
But he didn't get away with that. I thought, didn't they have like a mistrial? They could never really
They had a
do that
mistrial.
after
As I know
Yeah.
with the young lady who
that?
first
Looking on time.
everything was brought out, in light with the little young girl. Her aunt went to court to testify against him, and somehow her testimony was deemed to be not convincing or whatever. The family was against her. The entire family was against the aunt. They turned their backs on her, stopped talking to her because they didn't want her to go to court and testify against Kelly because Kelly was providing them with money.
Yeah. It's all
So
about
they
money and
they
it
blackballed
burns
her
anybody.
from the family,
Yeah.
and I guess other family members went behind her or whatever and said that her testimony wasn't true, and that she was just angry.
Let's pick up that R. Kelly thing when we come back and talk a few seconds about that and then go on. Speaking about turning their backs on people, just a story you don't have. I want you to hold on to your story because we're going to be due in a second. You hear about the police department turning their back on the mayor?
Yes, they did.
She was going there when those two
Yes,
police
they
officers
did.
got shot, and they turned their back on her.
Yes, they did.
And and a disrespectful way of saying, you're not honoring us. You don't care about us. We're
We
not
don't
we're,
care
we're not
about
going to
you.
support or care about you. And I mean it's a division that you don't want to have, but
Why does that make me feel some type of way to
I
hear
don't
you
know.
say
I mean,
that?
What do you mean some kind of way? This is a Christian show, by the way.
No, okay, you saying is this because of the girl that just got killed,
These are
murdered?
these are the two officers, but it's stemming from
It's just a
combination of a lot of
it's been
things.
building up.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about it is that I understand that they're mad at her, but she doesn't control the release aspect of these people that they've arrested. They arrest them and then they turn around, sometimes less than 24 hours. They're released back into the streets. They do have an issue because she should be fighting more with the people that are, that's responsible for this and making these charges stick and not, doing something about constantly releasing these people back into the public.
But wasn't they blaming Fox for this more than it was the mayor? Because a lot of times I'm hearing people saying Fox is the one that's allowing these people to go through this
Kim
revolving
Fox?
door.
Yeah, they did start on her, but she's not the only one that they need to go up
But,
against. They need to go against the whole county system.
But is this? I mean, some people say due to COVID, they're not able to go through the process correctly, and they don't want to keep someone in jail for a long period of time. But when does that ever stop them from keeping people in jail?
It depends.
Cook
If you
County
commit
is over
murder,
there.
you're gonna automatically stay
Right, Cook County, they got people in jail there for 2-something years before a trial goes.
for less than
Yeah,
murder.
Less than murder. I mean, shoot, they might have been theft, and they may be in there for 6 months to a year before the trial come up.
They need to
that
go
was-
through
that's
there.
that's
If they're
been a
gonna do
money-making thing
anything,
for
yeah.
the city of Chicago for a while.
Okay, so help me here. Is this like on TV when we see cops lined up and they literally turn their back, or is that a figurative
No,
speech?
I mean,
No, they literally had their backs. They were in this area in the hospital. They were lined up in like 3 to 4
Yeah.
rows, and they all had their backs turned together.
Yeah, I mean, it's something they definitely rehearse and put together, but and it sends a bad example to the unity that you should have in the Chicago. I mean, Chicago is like it's almost like the Wild Wild West. I mean, you're afraid to go out sometimes in the daytime, but I think what we need to have is unity among each other, and the blue have to be true blue, and the mayor has to support them. But if you're doing wrong, I'm not standing up for wrong.
Right.
That blue shield stuff has got to go. I mean, I support police 100%. I'm thankful that they did something like that. That's a picture that he should have been pulling up over there for us. So I mean, it's just something that we you've got to
That's
Turn
remember.
their backs on.
You got to remember that people are there's issues, but to do a blatant thing like that, and then you got this one guy, I forgot what the white guy's name is, trying to run for mayor. He rallies on this. They turned their back on him. They didn't want to be here. Blah, blah, blah. You ain't gonna be. There's no mayor right now that's gonna be doing anything better than what's going on right now, unless of course you're gonna be like Trump and just start shooting and killing people. I mean, it's not going to be anything different. We need to start cracking down on guns and drugs that are coming to the city of Chicago, but because high-profile people in Chicago are the ones that pretty much bringing in the drugs, you're not hitting the people that should be hit. Don't hit the person on the street that's selling a nickel bag. Get the distributor, and that's what we need to be doing.
Yeah. But as I'm looking at
Okay,
this,
we're back.
Okay, we back.
So you got to let me know faster than that. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, Vanessa McCain. Vanessa McCain Mason. Or is it how is it? McCain Mason? Or Mason?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. You'll always be a McCain in my heart, even though you lost. And we got LP Productions on
That's
here with
better
us
than
as
just
well.
being lost in general.
Well, I like being lost because you know what? Every time I'm lost, I got a baby that loves me, that finds me. Y'all ain't gonna
No,
get me
you
today.
just keep that
I'm
string
sleepy.
tied so you don't get away.
I'm-
You don't get too
No,
far away from her.
I'm sleepy. Y'all ain't getting me today. When I'm sleepy, I can talk my butt off. Let me tell you. So, hey, everybody, welcome back. We were talking on SOAR Radio. We were talking online and Facebook. If you haven't done it, so now get a chance to join us on Facebook, You Saw Radio audience. We love you, but take a look and you see this beautiful young lady by the name of Brenda McCain that sits in the middle and never gives up the seat to me. Rick McCain and LP Productions there. And then you'll see my beautiful sister is also here today as well. You can get a chance to listen to us while the music is playing. We're not saying don't listen to the music, but look at us on the radio, on the Facebook. You know, give us 15 minutes of your time. Check us out on Facebook. Just go to Let's Stay Together Talk Show, like us, and you'll see us there. Speaking of that, we're going to get a shout out to all of our sponsors. You know, oh baby, give me one more chance. That's what Michael Jackson says. I need your sponsors to come on back now. I know most of our sponsors are theater people, and theater might be in danger because people still don't want to take the vaccination shot. But we do need you back. You know, so with Gary Crown, information back up. But talk about that story we were on the on Facebook, and then we'll go to our next.
It's been 2 years. They are in the process of picking jurors, and the controversy is not just about picking the jurors, it's the fact that it's going to be only jurors that's going to be in the courtroom besides the judge and the lawyers, blah 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 blah. And some media people are asking for more people to come and have more coverage, so this is getting blown out over this versus what the case is really about. But it's like, people, we are still in COVID and they are trying to keep people safe. But the thing that got me when reading this article, they didn't want the people sitting together, the jurors, so they wanted them scattered throughout the courtroom, and that's a problem for some of the people that's in the courtroom. But this is an interesting case, Rick. Anything else you want me to say?
I don't know. I think you said everything.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I guess you said everything. It's in now, but go
One
ahead.
thing I wonder if
Lord
it's
have
legal for to say that or to just pick only the jurors that have been vaccinated. That would help, or since there's not going to be many people there, they have more room to spread the jurors out throughout the courtroom. They don't have to necessarily sit in one section. They can spread them out and just rope off an area for the reporters, and then let the jurors just space themselves out in the rest of the seats.
You know what I basically I'll say.
But it's still going to be a circus.
Yeah, what I'll say about this is that this is a long time coming. I do believe that I just really think that this is R. Kelly has pretty much wasted a lot of his money. There's no way he's going to come out here unscathed. He is going to be found guilty for the things that he's done, and I mean it'd be a miracle if he gets out of this. I mean he has to be it'll be O.J. Simpson all over again.
I have a question. I've seen him walk into the courtrooms in New York a couple of times. Is he free in New York, or is he R. Kelly, or does he have to stay in a room or something, a hotel room? Because when he walks through the courtroom, I don't see any policemen, walking with him. There are no guards, nothing. He's not handcuffed. He's dressed in street clothes.
I have not seen him.
He has not been released from jail.
So how is he walking through the courtroom?
Well, I mean,
He's in jail in New York.
They probably dress him up and let him, come there afterwards. They get him out of there, take him to one of those court waiting rooms, let him dress up, and then make it look like he's coming from the,
Yeah, he's walking down the hall with his entourage. I don't see any policeman with him.
And that's a good, facade to making it seem like he does. But this R. Kelly thing is, I just say it again. I mean, he should have just went on ahead and took his penalty, and he probably could have been, finished with this thing by now. It's, he's not going to get out of this. He's definitely not going to get out of this. Hey, I'm going to share this stuff that Eric Crown, once I find it in a few minutes. I'll try to share it on our next commercial. But we're going to go into our next thing. Let's talk about it. Baby, share that with us.
What's your legacy? That is our topic for about it. So, a lot of people think legacy only goes with a family member leaving an inheritance to their spouse and children or something like that. But you could leave a legacy without being married, without having children. You could leave a legacy of just being a kind person, you want the world to know you that the world was a better place with you in it instead of out of it. So,
And that's basically the
I was about
legacy.
to
of the-
bring you.
the
I was about
legacy
to
of the-
bring you in, but go ahead.
Wow, you're gonna. I
about
can't
to bring
stop
you
that.
in.
I got to hear this
No,
one.
no, go ahead.
You're gonna bring
I was
me
just gonna
in?
say, go ahead, Rick.
That's bringing me in.
I was
Okay.
about to bring you in. Go
All
ahead.
right. So, the basic one I'm talking about is the legacy that you leave. I mean, it's a shame that people are always looking at legacy as what somebody's going to leave them.
What you?
I mean, you have people as soon as someone pass away, they looking at how much money they're going to get. I mean, it's like the person, just passed away. They just closed their eyes, and you're already looking for their money. But I'm talking about the legacy that you leave. We see now, and I'm going to throw this back out there again, how a legacy can be tarnished. I go back again. I digress to Bill Cosby. Was one of the
Right.
greatest comedians. People loved him. You could always see him talk about pudding, and crazy things like that. But his legacy got messed up. Now, he did that a long time ago. Cuomo has messed up his legacy. O.J. Simpson messed up his legacy. We've got R. Kelly that messed up his legacy. You got a lot of people who have messed up their legacy based on the things that they do. But I'm talking about the individual and basically saying, what is it about you that you want people to remember you as? I mean, because all of us are not going to be superstars. I mean, I'm a preacher. It may be shocking for some of you all, but I'm a preacher. I've been doing this for a good 30-some odd years, but I'm not T.D. Jakes. You're not going to see me on national TV. I'm not Joel Osteen. I'm not gonna have a 60,000 member church. I'll take 600 right about now, but I'm not. I wanted to be a pastor, but God said, I want you to be the pastor of the airways. I had no idea what he was talking about. And he brought this little crazy little person on here that likes to joke sometimes, who typically is, likes to be alone most of the times, which people don't realize that I'm a loner. But what legacy am I going to leave? Since I'm not going to be that, what legacy am I going to leave? And as a Christian myself, this doesn't have to be necessarily for a Christian, what legacy am I going to leave that God can be proud of? And so when I ask the question about, what's your legacy, it's to look back at your life. I bring this song up sometimes when, Sparkle did it. If you, look into your heart with a positive mind, take self-inventory of your, it says, woman, and your glory, and leave the bad things behind. What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind? And I'm not talking about the legacy of, like, my sister has a very intelligent, very wonderful, very accomplished daughter, that's doing some great things. She has a son who's doing, good things as well. I'm not talking about that legacy. I'm talking about you. What will people think of you? Because if you're not thinking about that now, then there's a good chance that you're not going to leave a positive legacy behind. And some people may not agree with that. But if it's selfishly thinking about yourself, then you're not leaving a legacy. There are some people that go to the pop of the Rolling Stone. Their legacy is they left people with bills and debts. So what are you planning on doing with your life? People like, LP, young people, they don't think about that. But what standards are you going to be setting? And that's what I want to talk about today.
Okay.
Brenda, throw
What's
you in
the-
there.
You know what? Because that is, to me, a heavy hitter topic, though. Because when you look back and say, well, what could my legacy be? Because when a person dies and you see that tombstone, and we always say it's that dash that means the most, more so than that birth and the death date. What did you do with your time that you was allotted here on earth, that God gave everybody the gifts? We talked about that. Are you living a meaningful, purposeful life? And the thing that gets me, a lot of people are and don't know, they're just going through it and say, well, this is something naturally that I do, which is a beautiful thing. The helping others, serving, could be servitude is the best thing ever, to be able to help someone in need, not for you could be glorified, but for God to be glorified. But I always think, especially with me, what can I do that if I'm not here, that Vanessa or Rick or LaPhilip could say, well, Brenda was nice, she was kind, or she did this. And the thing is, I looked like this past weekend at an event, and I looked at the people that was there that came together for the main purpose of helping someone. And I thought that was the most beautiful thing because I'm like, man, this is kind of cool. You know, the people putting their stuff back and saying, if I could do anything to help someone, this is what I'm going to do for this person right here, right now. And not for me to take any glorification of, you know, some people brag all the time. Well, I gave such and such. You don't have to say nothing. Let your actions speak louder than your words of you boasting yourself. So your legacy can be that this person was a person who served others. And that's something I would like for someone, for my legacy, since it's a personal thing, someone could say that she always was there for someone that was in need.
Okay, I was like, did she actually say what her legacy is gonna be?
I have
That
to
was
tell
a-
the story.
Okay, yeah, of course, you got to tell the story.
Yes, I'm a right.
So Vanessa, in the next hour and a half that it's gonna take, you know, to tell a story, what you say that your legacy is gonna be?
I think
you know I'm
it's
joking.
the same
with you,
thing and stuff. I like to help people. I like to steer people in the right direction. I do that a lot with my staff members. I, go out my way to help them out with certain things. Try to make sure that the job is not necessarily easier but understandable. Help them with any issues and stuff that they may have outside the job. But even with my friends, I'm always looking to help them out with whatever I can do for them, because my attitude in my heart is that that's what I should be doing, helping people out, because I appreciate any time help is given to me. So to ensure that I'm constantly in this circle of help, I have to give, even if I want to think about being in receipt. I'm not giving just to receive, but I'm giving because to me that's the cycle that works. That's the cycle that keeps things going. That's the cycle that keeps life going. You give, you see, receive, you give, receive. It's not always the same person, but the more you give, the more you receive, and the more you receive, the more you can give. So that's how, that's what I think my legacy would be. I'm a big giver. I would go without to ensure that somebody else who has less has something.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, it's like, the legacy I want to leave behind is devotion. That people saw that I was devoted to God, I was devoted to my marriage, and that I'm a person that can be trusted. Like I said, I'm not going to be, I'm not the T.G. Jakes in the world, but if God can see that, that this person is someone is devoted and can be trusted, that's enough for me. I don't need to leave a segue behind. I love when I hear people that wants to say that they want to be the example of the McCains in marriage, or when someone tells Brenda that they wish they had a Rick. I don't know what they're smoking, but they do say this sometimes.
I don't know what they're smoking either.
Or people will see the examples that we leave. When someone came to us and said, "Wow, you all really do hold hands."
Yeah, that tickled me. I'm like,
when they saw me, Rick really does open the door for you. Because they're not used to seeing those kind of examples. I want to be that example that people will see and they say, this is a godly example. He's not only preaching it, he's walking what he says. He's being actually what he says. And a person that will see his faults and acknowledge it. And let people know. I mean, one of the greatest things that we did when we did our ministry is that we let people know about the issues we had in our relationship. We were transparent. We told them about the fights that we had. I told them about me being the greatest husband in the world, but Brenda had issues. I let them know that. And
why did little fella just go shake his head when you said Brenda have issues? I'm like,
he
really?
He probably shaking his head like, yeah, I bet he did say that. But I mean, or maybe he doesn't know you got issues. I don't know.
I do want to say this with you, example of what you just said. Just recently, one of my aunts said to me, and I think you might have heard it. She said, Brenda is so spoiled. And I said, what makes me spoiled? And she said she's seen you open the car door for me. And I said, if that's being spoiled, then your standards are kind of low. Because to me, that should be
low.
Right. I'm like, that should be a norm where if you have somewhat of a decent man, that will open the door for you.
I'm gonna tell you something. In today's society, you don't see it much. I mean, it's not.
But that
I
don't make me spoiled
No,
for you
no, that
doing
doesn't. No,
that.
you are spoiled.
But see,
that's
that
not-
don't make
that
me
doesn't
spoiled.
make you spoiled.
Let's stay in
But I
our
mean, you
lane
know,
on my spoiledness.
I've seen some guys that drive me nuts, and we got to jump off the subject because we're going over a little bit. And I know you want to say something, but I've seen guys will sit in the car and let their girl or woman pump the gas.
Yeah. Oh God, I've seen that.
And I'm looking like, dude, you ain't gonna get up and pump the gas?
Right, you want to knock on the window. What are you doing?
You know, I mean, me and Brenda was married for years, and I did not like Brenda paying for meals. When I was unemployed and she was working at one time, I felt embarrassed with her paying for the meal, even though she was my wife. It just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do. Now she won't pay for nothing. I mean, I can't even get a
Little fella.
I can't even get any fries. You know, what bill you gonna pay? What do you mean, what bill am I gonna pay? Do you pay any bills? I just want to know what bill you didn't pay. I didn't say I was gonna pay them. What are you gonna pay? We're joking. We're joking. Cause my sister like, and I like Brenda. No, she ain't saying that. Yeah, I like Brenda. That's good. Don't let him make him pay those bills. But you know, you don't have that same kind of chivalry kind of things anymore.
No, you don't.
And you know, women want to be independent, but they don't want to be that independent man.
Right,
I mean,
especially if you
do
got a man
something.
there. It's like, okay, why am I doing the stuff that you should be doing, plus what I'm doing? You do have a comment out of here. Miss Cassie said, hey, Cassie said her
Hey.
legacy to be Christ-like, be
Amen.
nice and kind to people. Amen to that.
Amen.
Yeah.
And Cassie's a kind and nice person. So,
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, too.
yeah, she used to take me all the time in that very nice car of hers.
I got to find that.
I'm
Found that
gonna tell you
picture.
something. I miss going to that Epic Burger with you, Cassie. Only Cassie know what I'm talking about. There, we used to have a good time doing that. But we got to go on because I'm gonna bring Stephen into this next topic. When you talk about is gonna be what the heaven, what the hell, what the heaven, and we're talking about this Rihanna video. I mean, what she was saying, I didn't know what, and I'm like, what the.
Is he
So,
calling?
and he's gonna put it out there. You may not be able to play it because she does a little profanity out there. So I'm gonna let LP work on that and do what he wants to do on that.
Do you want to play the video? Or?
Yeah, I want to play the video, but the cursing word is not gonna get us in trouble, is
It's
it?
censored.
I mean, so it's between you and Soar Radio.
I don't think so, Radio and mine. We're about to make a point and bring it
Yeah,
home.
we're gonna make a point. So I hope they don't.
No, it's between you and because I can pull whatever I want. So.
Okay, so
No,
we'll
whatever
go
he
there. Hey,
wants.
so what we're gonna do right now, because Houdini over there can do whatever he wants to do. We're gonna go into the McCain train request, and I think this is about 13 minutes, which gives us about the time. Stephen, I want you to call in about 7:50.
What's the name of this video?
7:50. It's Rihanna. They're talking about her being a billionaire, but there's a video right under that you'll get a chance to see. But right now, the McCain train request, we're gonna go with Billy Preston and Sierra. He's gonna be singing "With You I'm Born Again." Then we're gonna come with CeCe Winans and "Never Lost," and then we're gonna end it up with "My God" by Jordan Armstrong. Hey, this is Rick McCain along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Arthur Bennett Kane. LP production with special guest Vanessa McCain Mason. We'll be right back. Listen up, LP, do it. What you got for me, baby?
This is one that was very disturbing if you've seen the video, Rick and Vanessa. Delilah Johnson shot execution style in Brooklyn. And the mother is saying she's not angry and she don't hate this person. But she is just upset, very upset that a female assassin that she possibly might know, Rick, that was in her house, killed her daughter.
I mean, wow, that's. I don't know if she's a Christian, but that is an ultimate Christian thing to not to be upset with it. I know Vanessa seemed like she got something you want to say. In the mic, in the
What?
mic, in the mic, in the mic.
Wait, repeat that.
Delilah Johnson, young
Can
lady,
you pull that mic closer to
was
me?
shot execution style.
Move that. I mean, move the
in
mic
Brooklyn.
itself. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
She was shot. The mother says she's not angry with her and she don't hate her, but of course she's very upset that this particular lady that she believed that she know from seeing the video gunned her daughter
That
down.
thing tightens up.
So she had this lady in her house. She probably was friends with them, but they don't know what was the motive or why she killed her 42-year-old daughter.
That does not sound like a Dateline movie. What you gonna say?
Oh, I'm just in awe. I'm speechless at this point. I'm going to say she had some time to think about this, maybe,
The
That
girl
ain't
that
what-
and
shot
pray
the
on
light-
this.
That ain't what she want to say.
Are you talking about the mama?
The
That ain't what-
mama.
no, that ain't what Vanessa want to say.
Uh,
Cause she thinking about her daughter.
oh,
So we
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have that. You know, we can't
there-
bleep
there-
out everything she
there
wants
would
to
be
say,
no
right?
forgiveness.
We
there
can't
would, there
bleep
would
out
be no
everything. There's
forgiveness.
not
I'm
bleeps
sorry.
fast enough
I
for
have
what
to
she
be
wants
true
to
to
say.
who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what there would be, but there would definitely not be any forgiveness.
What is this Rihanna video, by the way?
I look at my look at the look at the email, and it's out there.
I mean, it's just so sad. She was coming from a funeral. This was after a funeral that she was talking to her friends. The way the video showed, the girl just, to me, when you see that, she just politely slithered on through, like, "Hey, y'all," pulled that gun out and shot it in the back of her
I
head.
saw that. I did see the video.
In the house or at the
no,
funeral?
No, this
she
was
was
outside
outside.
in front of people, a lot of people.
She had her car like double parked. She pulled out of the
She
car.
had a jumpsuit on, like a beige jumpsuit.
See if you
I
can
don't
find
know.
it.
I
what
think
you
I
know,
saw.
I
I think I saw that in the
Is
news
that one of the,
somewhere.
what you call it we have? The stories?
Yeah, this is the story we're talking about.
Show him that story so he may be able to pull that
I
up.
think.
Um,
Why did
got it.
did they say anything about why she shot there?
They said they don't know the motive yet, but they haven't identified the shooter. But the mother, after seeing the video, said, "I know her.
She
This girl
left.
been in my house and slept in the bed."
I don't know.
There it is, right
Is
there.
it just me that you seeing that a female is doing something like that? I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know.
I'm wondering, does this have anything to do with a man?
Now you wonder. I mean, it's like, but I mean, the way she did that was just like,
A professional assassin.
you know, it was just,
Cruel, cold.
it's just
It was
deranged.
cold.
I mean,
you
she
know
came
what?
up to the girl, and I don't know.
The
if
girl was stand up there talking. She didn't run away either.
No,
she
because
walked
the
back
girl-
to her
because-
car.
right,
Right,
Yeah,
that's
she
what
walked
she
back
just
to her
launched
car.
right back to it.
I mean, and the way she did that, it's just she just casually sashayed up there and just pulled the gun out and shot her. I mean,
And you think
my
about
God,
it.
what is?
Oh, she a cute girl because she out.
No, she got up
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
She
and so she
pulled it
couldn't
up
put
because she
out, and
had
I
it
said,
down.
Wow.
So apparently they didn't see it when she walked up at first.
Mm-mm.
When she first walked up.
You know what? I mean, I even as a minister, that there are some things that just makes me speechless, and I just can't understand that. I mean, whatever the reason was,
Yeah, what is your
whatever the
motive?
reason was, you gotta come up there and kill that
In
girl like
front
that.
of
It's
people.
that's like mafia style what she did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just, I don't know.
She did. She walked up. She had it down. So apparently
Still
people
can't
didn't
find her, huh?
pay attention. Yeah, we're looking at it.
I'm just have to make the executive decision not to show it on Facebook.
Oh, she had it. She
Facebook
walked
probably
up. She
won't
got a
like
hand
this.
behind her back,
Yeah,
and then
If you
she
search Delilah Johnson,
then she
you can
pulled
find
up.
it.
Yeah.
Search yourself.
yeah.
then she pulled up.
Controversial one here to me. Marlboro, is it okay, Papa? Marlboro owner wants to buy a company that makes asthma inhalers. Health charities say stop. Yeah.
Cigarette company causes all kinds of problems with your lungs, wants to buy a asthma company so they can give you some kind of a remedy for what they're doing to your lungs.
It's actually a good business move. That way, either way, you earn money.
Yeah.
Although I don't agree with it.
Well, yeah,
I think it's a conflict of interest. I,
yeah,
think
I
it's
mean-
a slap in the face.
but it's just like
but
in Kevorkian.
Financially, that's
In Kevorkian, I'm going to help you. I mean, it's like
yes.
what I'm giving you is going to cause you lung cancer, or could cause you, asthma and things like that. Because that asthma thing is going to be more just for asthma. But yeah,
I'm killing you on the other end. Why be concerned? You got you can do something like that. I mean, hell, this is
Philip
killing you.
Morris.
I mean,
So they can say, we got a company that's going to provide people help them get their breathing back to normal.
Okay.
And understand too, we're not forcing cigarettes on you. We do have a caution sign on there. These are things that people want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, she right about that. We gave you the warning, but you didn't heed it. So, but this is just like what Vanessa said. That was a
You may have to put the
strategic
time out there
move.
for her, but go ahead.
They said the deal will boost the tobacco giants and build its net revenue from smoke-free products such as e-cigarettes and respiratory drugs, up from about a quarter today. I currently sell more than a. Now this is a 1.4 billion asset for them. Thing that gets me is. But it's
So we
all
may be
about
having
all
a
of that.
issues on Facebook because it's storming out here.
Yeah, the video might be going. Audio should be fine.
Yeah.
Mm.
But almost like a good reference. I'm like, okay, but
They
you know,
just call it
you-
reduction in force.
you're not really
that's
helping
all.
me here by giving me good references after firing me. You know, it's like that's not really. And that Philip Morris is like, okay, well, you know, we want to own an asthma company because we know that some of the side effects from smoking is going to be asthma. I mean, so they're gonna be are they gonna buy you know, transplant places for lungs, or you know what else are they gonna be doing? So it is a little bit crazy. We're you know, I don't know what the time we got. So we're gonna be coming in for a few minutes. So hold on. This on right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you? Can you do this and just jump in and just and put the thing ahead of it?
What do you mean?
It's playing a song right now, right?
Yeah.
Take the thing that's under it and just throw it up at the top and start playing it and cut the song off.
Oh, you always got the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Is this one plugged up?
Yeah, it is. So we're probably going to put on your headphones. Going to be talking to Stephen in a second.
It looks like our streaming's back too. It's good. And we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. I had to cut that song a little bit because we're going to go into our next segment, What the Heaven, What the Hell. And then we got a special guest that's going to join us for this. Is Stephen Best. Stephen, are you out there?
Okay.
I am. Good evening, my friends.
Hey,
Good evening.
how you doing?
I like it.
Yeah, Vanessa wants you to turn her volume down just a little bit.
Turn down.
But you know, Steve, we're going to talk about what the heaven, what the hell. So I'm going to let Brenda bring this in, and then we're all going to share about this. And LP is going to put the video on there for those of you all are looking on Facebook. You can look at the video, and he may share the link with that one as well. But Brenda, bring us into this one.
The What the Hell and What the Heaven title today is Rihanna's perfume ad. Is this a controversial ad? What is she really talking about? Our special guest is going to help us decide. What is she actually selling on there?
So, you know, I saw this, and this in the actual article was talking about, you know, Rihanna being, a black billionaire. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. I guess Fendi's doing an excellent job for her. She's doing a good thing. And that's a great thing. But then I kind of scrolled down, and the video, and I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, my God, what the I'm sorry, what the hell is she saying?
Right.
You know, this is what the heaven, what the hell. So let me just kind of give you what the heaven, what the hell is like. You know what the hell is, but what the heaven is kind of like saying, I can understand. You're a little bit more forgiving. You're trying to be more understanding. But in this one, everybody, listen. It was hard for me to understand basically what the heck she was talking about. So I'm gonna go around the room, Stephen. I'm gonna go to. I don't know if Vanessa saw it. Have you seen the video, Vanessa, Brenda?
Yeah, you showed it to me last night, and you told me, listen. So I was a little confused with it the first time I viewed it because I was thinking, okay, what is she trying to sell here? Then I listened to what she was talking about, and it was more of the independence of a woman to me, of what she was really selling with the perfume, that we should smell like the bleep bleep whatever way we feel that we should smell like. It's raw for an ad like that.
So basically, what she said, that women be having issues and stuff like that, and she said, "You want to ask me what a woman should smell like?" Because she's got a perfume out there called Fendi, and she's used the word that starts with an F, whatever the F they want to smell like. I'm like, what the heck? What's she talking about? Now, the person that just knows all about celebrities, and he actually adds Beyonce in it as a celebrity too, and I don't understand it, but he knows about celebrities. Steven, I mean, I'm going to ask you, when you heard the video, I mean, what did you say? What did you think?
Well, I have to be very honest with you. I actually had to watch it twice because I thought I misunderstood. I thought I was like, wait a minute, did she just drop the F-bomb, and then did she just drop it twice in a 30-second ad? Initially, when you would ask me had I seen the commercial, I hadn't, and now I know why. Because she's using language that network television and even cable wouldn't allow in an ad.
We're fucked up
So
most of the time.
With Brenda,
And it's not because we
in
want to be that way.
context,
It's
yes, I
because
think she's
we're
talking
dealt
about
a hand,
the,
and guess what? We don't run from
appearance
it.
of a woman, and
We
you
deal with
smell
it.
like what you want to smell like. And I'm
And so
gonna
you
be
want
honest with
me
I
to
also
tell you
did
what a
little,
woman's supposed to
deep
smell
dive
like?
Forbes magazine,
However the fuck they want to
reported
feel.
that she is now a billionaire. So I actually did a deep dive into Forbes to see where the money breakdown is, and it is all from her cosmetics and fragrances. $1.4 billion comes from her cosmetics and fashion line called Fenty.
Yeah.
The other, her musical career really only makes up 200, and again, to us it's going to sound crazy, but makes up $270 million of her total net worth. So if she was just a musician, she would be nowhere near this billion-dollar market. So she is 100% tapping into a uniquely diverse product line and consumer. Apparently there's, and again, I don't use her products. I am not the demographic audience for that, but she has different skin tones playing the cosmetics market. And as a whole, again, I'm trying not to be boring, but as a whole, the cosmetic sales industry has had a huge bounce back since their pandemic lows. And Rihanna has just filled in. She has partnered with a French fashion house and makeup line, and her deal is she owns 50% of it, and this is what put her over the edge as a billionaire. So the last time she actually released an album was back in 2016. People have been waiting years and years and years for her to bring out new music. And I've got to be honest, I mean, that if you look at her breakdown, that barely covers the bills. So I think it's going to be a while before we hear new music from her. But into a younger, more spirited market. And I mean, let's be honest, Rick. I mean, the teasing the commercial with the F words, I mean, that's just shocked out.
I can tell you this much, Steven.
Well.
I can tell you much. I've already know what her new album going to be. Whatever the F you want to be.
Right?
That's her new album. You know, Vanessa, I know you got a chance to listen to it. What did you think?
It really showed the true essence of who Rihanna is. Just the statement that she made that shows what she thinks, how she thinks, you know, and how she feels about life itself. She has, she says whatever, and she's.
Yeah, and this, I heard it and it shocked me a little bit, and now I'm rolling in my mind and stuff like that. I think it was a great PR move, like you were saying with Philip Morris, which I don't, you know, I know we were talking about that's a good PR move, but that's insanity. But she knew her demographic was hitting at, and there's a lot of strong will, in your face, I'm independent, you know, put a ring on it, you know, kind of atmosphere, and woman that speaks her mind, and Fendi is kind of like that, and her clothing line is just like, this is how I feel, and people embrace that.
It's an empowerment move.
Yeah, and it's an empowerment move.
And it works.
And it's working for her. I just thought that, I mean, you know, you wouldn't want to me, it was, I can understand it, but it kind of was a little bit missing on me because you don't want to tell a woman you could smell the F you want to smell. I would, as a public, for me, if I'm selling perfume, I'm going to try to get them to buy my cologne, my perfume, because there's thousands of different perfumes out there. I'm not going to tell them the F they want to. I'm going to say they should smell like whatever the F they want, and that F is Fendi. I mean, I think that's the name of her cologne, isn't it?
Yeah,
Perfume, Fendi. And that F is Fendi. And, play it up a little bit more. But she just went kind of like, just wow. And I'm like, what? Well.
But you have to understand, too, that cologne and a person's body chemistry
is different.
It's
for
different.
Everyone. Yeah.
So it may smell one way on Brenda, another way on myself. And again, it's an empowerment to women, because of the fact that they know that chemical reaction is going to be their own individual scent. So they will be smelling however the way they want to smell like. So you have to give it to her. When it comes to advertising, she took that out of the water.
She took it out of the
She
water.
blew it up.
But I will
She
say,
did.
the difference, perfume on you is going to smell like perfume. Perfume on Brenda is going to smell like seduction for me. I'm like, oh, my baby's got this perfume.
He going there, Steven.
It's supposed to be like that.
I's married, y'all. I can say what I want. I's married.
And that's how it's supposed to be, because for
Yeah,
John
17
it's
more
Brenda.
days, boo.
Yeah, for
17.
John it's Brenda, but for me it's
Yeah, and that's what you want. But Stephen, I think, I can understand what she was doing, but I thought it was a little bit vulgar in some ways. I know it may reach that audience and stuff like that, but, I think that, sometimes advertisement and people like that, we've got to admit, we're not trying to be prejudiced, but most of the money that she's getting, the advertising, the people that sponsor her are Caucasians.
Yeah, but Rihanna is known to be vulgar.
Yeah.
And those Caucasians, they know a cash cow when they see one.
Of course, we know that, but I'm like,
now,
go ahead, Stephen.
I was just going to say, the Caucasians might be the consumers of her music, but when I'm reading about this, her Fenty, F-E-N-T-Y, Fenty Cosmetics, what's really driving that is that she has 50 different skin tones for women of color. She is really coming in to an underserved market in a major way.
Yes.
Same with my favorite, who I know Rick doesn't love, but same with Tracy Ellis Ross, who in the last year and a half has introduced a hair care line that she, is the face of, and that it's products that she wished she had when she was growing up for, tight, textured, curly hair for women of color. So, to Rick's point, is this shocking for just shock value? I think that's a part of it. The other component, and I'm going to sound like such a nerd, and my apologies for that in advance, but Rihanna is absolutely an artist known who very publicly, very blatantly just smokes a lot of weed, smokes a lot of marijuana, is definitely on her own timetable when she might be about 2 or 3 hours late. She definitely marches to the beat of her own drummer, and she is completely unapologetic for that. And again, I think the language that she used in the commercial just completely blends right into the market that she is going for. And like any other perfume ad, she's sexy, she's scantily clad, so I get that component. I found it a little bit funny myself. In the final scene, it is actually mentioning her product over several blades of grass, and I just thought that was an inside joke because she smokes a lot of pot.
Right.
So ending on grass, and she's like, women can smell like whatever they want to smell like. I'm like, I would think Rihanna would smell like marijuana. But here's the thing. I don't want to be accused of being racist. Much like Cher in the late 80s when she had a celebrity fragrance, I remember many people complaining, like, who wants to smell like Cher? She works out all the time. She's going to smell like a gym. Because Cher also did commercials for, gym. And when you think of Cher, physical fitness is one of the first things that comes to mind. Now, I remember that perfume. It was in the late 80s. I thought it was rather delicate, and it was quite feminine. I'd not smelled the Rihanna fragrance, but she is 100% selling to her market. I'm surprised they allowed that language in the commercial, but that's why the commercial's streaming online, which is where her audience is consuming those products, as opposed to, I mean, you're not going to see a poster with that tagline in Macy's or in Marshall Fields or in Nordstrom's. You're just not.
No, you're not. You're not going to
You
see
may
that
see
at
a
all.
billboard with dashes.
Yeah.
I mean, could you
It's
imagine?
going to have F dash dash dash.
It may not have the F, it just may have dash, 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 dash. And Stephen, you'll never be a nerd.
Never ever.
Oh,
thank you,
Jesus
I
Christ.
appreciate
Him
that.
and Brenda are the nerdiest people I know.
Us.
Yeah,
Why-
you and him.
Why, thank you.
The
Haterade.
theater nerds.
Haterade.
Want to take a picture? Want to take a picture? Want to take a picture?
That's not called a
Picture,
nerd.
picture,
That's
picture.
called cool people taking pictures.
Speaking of nerds, we're gonna change this over because Steven's gonna bring this nerdy thing up. I don't know. Did you get a chance to pull up the email for him? That he sent the pictures before I go into that. We're gonna go into the segue into that, but I'm gonna say most of us are basically
Kinky
with the
boots.
what the heaven, what the hell. We're basically saying what the hell on this. We can understand what Rihanna was doing, but it's basically what the hell. I mean, I
The
know
shock factor.
LP didn't say anything. We'd had LP be like Mr. Ed. He'll say something. He got something to say. So we're gonna go on and transition to the best in theater. So we still got Steven on the air with us, who has joined us with the what the heaven, what the hell. He's now going to talk about the best of theater. Steven, even through this Delta virus, I mean, Steven still goes out and just finds great information for us so we can share about theater, our love for theater that we have here. Steven goes around the world to find that information, and he also adds a lot of information about what's going on with celebrities and the things around the world. We've got here, only place you can hear the best of theater with Steven Best is on Soar Radio. Let's Stay Together Talk. Hey, let's welcome tonight our guy who left us last week. He was on assignment last week. He's back this time. Our friend, our buddy, our nerd, Steven Best.
I love it. Thank you. I own all of that. I love it.
Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, well, we're just going to dive right in, and I've got quite a cornucopia of theater news as well as celebrity news. And we're going to start with a tease. Some teasing photos were sent out from the Paramount Theater down in Aurora. 5-time Tony Award-winning musical Kinky Boots is going to make its Midwest regional debut in the Paramount Theater down in Aurora, Illinois. This is not the Kinky Boots we saw on Broadway. It's a new design team. It is all new choreography. They said authenticity is going to be celebrated, and they sent out a few teasing photos of some of the cast members. Now, this debut is literally in a week and a half. Kinky Boots from August 18th through October 17th. Tickets are still available. They range from $36 to $74 to those who have been to Aurora and the Paramount Theater. It's a stunningly gorgeous regional theater. And I will be honest, as of today, they are requiring that everybody who comes to the theater to see the show must show proof of vaccination. Now, a week ago, Brenda, Rick, myself, and several hundred other theater critics here in Chicago attended an opening at the Goodman Theater. Everyone at the Goodman was required to show proof of vaccination and wear masks. And I'm happy to report there was absolutely no incidents whatsoever with the audience. Everyone kept their masks on. Everyone was able to sit there for 2 hours. So for these people who are like, oh my gosh, I can't be in a mask for more than 15 minutes at a time, you will live through it. Kinky Boots is a fantastic show. I'm looking forward to see all the new nuances that the Paramount's putting on. You, just a reminder, come with proof of vaccination and have a mask on you. Now, as of today, I do not have notification from the Paramount saying whether they will be requiring everyone in the audience to wear a mask the whole time. I would assume the answer to that would be yes, but just have a mask on you just in case. Kinky Boots opens in a week, and we are looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of that opening, if I may plug it one more time, at the Goodman Theater, it is called Schoolgirls, or the African Mean Girls Play. As I said a couple weeks ago, it was the last show I saw before the pandemic hit, and I'm so thrilled. It was the first show I got to see after, not that the pandemic is over, but now that we've been vaccinated, we can go to the theater again. Tickets are as low as $15. It is a really delightful comedy romp, but it's beautiful storytelling. It's set in Ghana, but the concepts are worldwide. And for tickets, you just go to the GoodmanTheater.org. And I'm happy to report everybody here saw it themselves. And I
Yes.
think that, we all had a
Yes,
great time.
It was
yes?
great.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
And I had
Perfect.
the best
Well, now that
seat partner.
Oh, I had the best plus one as well. Vanessa and I were each other's
please.
escorts to that.
Get a
Yes.
room.
And while,
Hey,
oh, and you know
Ray.
what? While we are talking about amazing, powerful, beautiful women of color, Beyonce is going to be on the cover of the new Harper's Bazaar
Ooh,
magazine.
check her out.
And in typical Beyonce style, she's not on one cover. She's not on two covers. They are coming out with 3 signature covers for 1 month for the September 2021 Icon issue. Beyonce is going to be wearing clothes from designer Valentino, as well as her own Ivy Park Rodeo collection. And truth be told, this is why she's on 3 different covers. She has a new fashion line coming out called Ivy Park Rodeo Collection, featuring sequins, cowboy hats, fringed leather pants, the whole deal. But it's going to be, the pictures were just released about 10 hours ago to the public today, so the magazines themselves will be in stores in about another week or 2. But look for Beyonce either in your mailbox if you subscribe to Harper's Bazaar or at the checkout line at the grocery store. She is on the cover of the September 2021 Icons issue. And if you need any more information about Beyonce, Rick is available anytime. You know what I mean.
Funny.
Okay, now we're going from happy news to sort of sad news. For those who have been following shows on Broadway in New York, it was just announced that the revival of West Side Story that played for about 3 weeks before it was shut down. It didn't officially open. Those were tryout shows. It played for about 3 weeks in New York before it was shut down because of COVID. Well, it's just been announced this week that they will not be moving forward with this West Side Story. The plug has been pulled. The close to $12 million investment will not be recouped. The director, Ivo Van Hove, is a 2-time Tony Award winner, and he, through a producer, announced today that the plug has been pulled. And there were going to be 33 artists who made up the troupe of West Side Story, most of whom that this was going to be their Broadway debut. However, remember that Spider-Man musical from several years ago that had nothing but problems?
God, that was horrible. I saw it.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Okay,
God,
I'll
yes,
need
on
to pick your
Broadway.
brain on that later. But the West Side Story has been plagued with multiple problems as well, including actors getting hurt behind the scenes. Scott Rudin was the producer. He is the one that has been, pretty much run out of Broadway with the Me Too movement. There was reports of one of the male leads dated very briefly one of the females who was in the show. This is a lesson to everyone out there. Be very careful about what you share photo-wise. Apparently, she sent him some explicit photos. He shared them with all the male members of the cast. I mean, it's just one after injury. And then they had cut down the West Side Story to only 90 minutes, cutting out some of the most popular songs and bringing all new choreography to them.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
for
can't
those
do
who got
that
to
today.
see it in the right? Well, for the people who got to see it in that 3-week run before the pandemic, you are lucky because the rest of us will not see that. It was to play at the Broadway Theater in New York, and now it's dark as they determine exactly what they're going to put in it next. Okay, totally flipping gears. We're going from Broadway now to the big screen. Oscar Award winner Jennifer Hudson astounded on the red carpet this week in a custom purple Dolce & Gabbana gown with matching cape for the opening of her new starring role as Aretha Franklin in the movie Respect. The movie hits movie theaters this Friday. It's a United Artists film. It is not streaming anywhere. It is exclusively in films opening this Friday, August 13th. I love Aretha Franklin. I adore Jennifer Hudson. Selfishly, or not selfishly, I'm not ready to go back into a movie theater yet, so I will not be seeing that this weekend. But good luck to everybody. I hope this makes lots and lots of money. I think Aretha Franklin, Queen of Soul, the soundtrack alone will be spectacular. Jennifer Hudson singing those songs, that's a 1-2 punch that I think will be a great time. A few weeks ago, moving on, I talked about it was announced on TBS, this is something we can all watch from home, that they were going to do a concert featuring all of the iconic music from the Broadway musical Wicked. Well, just announced the two original witches from Wicked themselves, Tony Award winner Idina Menzel and Tony Award winner Kristen Chenoweth, will be the two co-hosts of this concert on PBS. It has also been announced that additional singers include Oscar Award winner Rita Moreno, Glee star Amber Riley, Broadway Tony Award winner Gavin Creel, Oscar nominee and Tony Award winner Cynthia Erivo. So this is going to be a huge star-studded event.
Yes.
Sunday, August 29th, again on PBS. So we get to watch that from the comfort of our own home. And for some fun facts about Wicked, over 12 million people have seen it. It has grossed over $1.3 billion on Broadway in the tours, if you add that together. It's a 3-time Tony Award winner, a Grammy Award winner, and a Stan favorite. And I will be honest, I will absolutely be glued to the television that night because Wicked's one of my favorites. Okay, for those in Chicago, today is a bad example. Oh, I'm afraid I'm breaking up because it's lightning so hard downtown here in Chicago. But the Goodman is doing their free community parks summer play of Zuelma. I included a map showing the different local public parks and venues where this will be playing out over the next month. And again, for tickets, but they would like you to register goodmantheater.org. There's going to be theater. I've got 3 more quick ones. Broadway in Chicago has just announced their latest season, which will include Paradise Square, which is a new musical doing its pre-Broadway run here in Chicago. Oklahoma, the musical, my favorite. Hairspray, the musical, I can't wait for that one. Hadestown, To Kill a Mockingbird, which is a straight play, and Ain't Too Proud, the Temptations musical. Those 5 will make up Broadway in Chicago next season. But also remember, coming for shorter runs, there's Rent, Beautiful, Frozen, Come From Away, Six, which I can't wait for that to come back, The Prom, Moulin Rouge, and so many more. And then next summer is also the pre-Broadway run of Devil Wears Prada. So when I tell you Broadway in Chicago has gone from 0 to 100, they are ready to be open for live south of Andersonville, but still in the city. Beautifully decorated magicians come to your tables. The headliners are on the stage. And I will say this, they did tell us that the headliners do not wear masks. The magicians who travel throughout the bar area will wear a mask if you ask them to, but they are not walking around automatically with a mask. The tables are in very close proximity to one another, and there are no mask mandates as long as you are vaccinated. So that is, again, the decor is beautiful, but there are no mask mandates. Enter with your own. Enter with your own. Yeah, enter your own risk. I know that sounds sinister. I don't mean it to. And then lastly, for those who like a deal, I was stunned when this email came in today. Grammy Award winner is coming to the Ravinia Festival, which is just north of Chicago on August 16th.
Say that part again.
Oh, my apologies if I'm cutting out. Gladys Knight, Grammy Award winner and living legend, Gladys Knight is coming next week here in the Chicagoland area to the Ravinia Festival at Highland Park on August 18th. Well, tickets are not selling very well. So normally they were $65. They've been dropped down to $32.50. So you can get 50% off tickets to Gladys Knight at Gold Star. Now, again, this is Gladys Knight, Midnight Train to Georgia, Love Overboard, That's What Friends Are For, Superwoman. I heard it through the grapevine. I mean, her hits are endless. I'm surprised tickets are not selling better, but for those in the Chicagoland area that want a deal, if you go to Gold Star and type in Gladys Knight, and you can get half-price tickets to her concert next Wednesday, Living Legend, for less than $40. And that's an outdoor venue for those who may not be familiar. So again, have a mask in your back pocket, but I don't believe there's mask mandates required actually at the venue itself.
All right. Hey, Stephen.
And that's everything.
Hey, we appreciate
that was a lot.
That was a lot. But I mean, real quick with the magic thing, we were supposed to go in there, but we're a little bit concerned about, not wearing the mask and the honor system and stuff like that. So we're really hoping people will, understand you're going at your own risk. And just get vaccinated. But
It's-
Stephen, we
Right,
appreciate.
it's a beautiful venue, but those
Yeah.
tables are on top of one
Yeah,
another.
they are really close on each other. And Stephen, we thank you again for always providing, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Bye,
You got it. You're welcome, my
Stephen.
friends. Have a great night.
All
Be
right,
safe.
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Hey, give me my phone real quick because I want to read this thing off. I told Erie Crown I was going to do this, trying to get back into their graces so we can start seeing some of their plays that they're going to have out there too. So Erie Crown is going to be coming up soon with the a third show added. It was a matinee show that's coming at 2:30. It always throws me off when you take that off. Saturday, October the 16th of 2021, they're going to have the Sweets Day Comedy Jam, and they're going to have some great people there. Chico Bean is going to be there. DC Young Fly, Tony Roberts, Contre Wayne, and I guess this guy's name is Carlos Miller. But check it out on Erie Crown's website. You can go to Erie Crown Theater on Instagram. They're going to have the Sweets Day Comedy Jam that's coming up, and they've added a show. The first show has been sold out already. This is October the 16th, 2021. So definitely get your tickets. It's going to be Saturday. And if it's anything like the last time we tried to go over there and Erie Crown, that place gets crowded quick. So you might want to get there early for your parking and stuff like that. Let's go real quick to do Ife Designs Club 50, and then we do the relationship letter. We got to make sure we pub you because, you know, I got to make sure that everything is all right at home.
Okay.
You know, take care of home, baby.
Well, Ife Design still saying thank you over and over and over again. Still taking orders for whatever your heart desires, for whatever events you need done. Just connect with me at ifedesigns@gmail.com or go on Facebook to the Brenda McCain page and message me or inbox me if you have my number. Text me and we could put all your creations together.
I just got a good idea about something that you can do that can probably do a good job with selling.
Okay.
So I'll bring it up to you. So definitely check out Ife Designs. You can check it out on Club 50. She does that a lot on Club 50, which she's going to talk about. You can also send something to ifedesigns@gmail.com. Preferred way, if you go on Club 50, you get 2 for 1. You get a chance to see these amazing articles that Brenda does on everybody but her husband. And, you know, also she, you know, get a chance to see Ife Designs and some of the designs that are out there that if you're interested in getting done. She does an excellent job. I'm not saying that just because she's my wife. She does an excellent job. She loves it. She takes up too much of her time away from me. So I'm pubbing this thing, and I wish I wasn't pubbing it because I want my baby back. You know, but no, she's doing an excellent job. What you got with her Club 50?
Hello, Golden Divas.
Hello.
Okay, last week at Club 50, I brought to you the lovely Charlene McCreary of Personality Stitches for our Golden Diva interview. This young lady could crochet her butt off. You have to, if you haven't read that article last week, that interview was awesome. Check it out at theclub50.com and you can read everything about Charlene. And I believe you will want her to custom make you a beautiful pants set, short set, dress, whatever you want. This is a bad sister that know how to work a hook and some yarn. So check it out. Again, you can check this article out at theclub50.com. And tomorrow's topic is going to be something that when I got the letter for LSTG made me say, I want to write about this. The article is going to be, Has the World Gone Mad? So you can check that out too.
So again, we want to tell everybody on Facebook, you know, LP put out that we're having some technical difficulties because of the storm that's in the Chicagoland area, so we apologize for that. What's the relationship letter we have?
Dear LST, have you read the headlines lately? Are you watching the news? As of late, the news has been getting outrageous every day. Fights in the sky on the airlines. People walking up to people in the middle of the day, shooting them at point blank range. LSTG, I know there has always been crime and there will always be crime. However, are we living in a state of mind post-Trump and COVID-19 where criminal acts are taken to a new level of crime? Sincerely, has the world gone mad? And like I said, I'm taking that and I'm going to go with it for Club 50.
I wouldn't say the world has gone mad, but a lot of people have lost their rabbit. Amen. It seemed like it's almost like COVID has diseased the minds of people. They have just really gone nuts. Maybe it's the people that have not been vaccinated. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know, but ever since COVID hit, everything has increased and heightened. Crime has extremely increased, especially here in Chi-Town. It's just ridiculous. But it has also increased in a lot of other different cities. I don't know if it's because of the fact that everybody is locked down, trapped. They can't move around. They can't go anywhere. They're at home working. With everybody being at home, they're easy targets. We don't know what the problem is, but yes, seems to me like, people have gone mad. They have lost their living mind.
You know, I always use this thing real quick. We've got about a few minutes before we end the show. As Lou Rawls sung the song, "What's the Matter with the World? Has the world gone mad?" Nothing's wrong with the world. It's just the people that's in it. I think what we're basically seeing is the division of humanity, the true division of humanity by COVID. And you don't want to say this is a God thing. It's more of a people thing. But it's God kind of showing us who we are. We divide ourselves over the simplest things. I mean, I still laugh about the fact that in Chicago, you can't be a Cubs fan if you're a Sox fan. If you're a Sox fan, you can't be a Cubs fan. I mean, it's ridiculous. I live in Chicago. I want to watch everything. But there's the division that we have in our country is so severe. It's deadly. And what we're seeing is the ugly head of that severity, that evilness, that division, that hatred, that ability to not care for each other. We're not, it says divided we stand, united we stand, divided we fall. I mean, we're seeing that latter part, that we're so divided, we're falling, and by large numbers. And so, I mean, all I can do is say, hey, let's pray for the world, not just the United States, but for the world, because that division that we have is creeping up so much that it's showing its ugly head to the point where it doesn't even care that it's actually being shown.
Yeah, and Mr. Best just said manners are gone. People's selfishness astounds on a daily basis. I mean, it's like people just don't care anymore. It's like we could do whatever we want to do. And I do say this did stem a lot from Trump when he was in office, that a lot of stuff just went buck wild. Now it's like dump pile with COVID-19. People just like, well, shit, we gonna die anyway. Let's go out here and have some fun. No, we're not.
Trump. I'm giving a little blame, but Trump was smart. He used what he saw. He knew that the world was divided. He saw hatred. He saw the divisiveness in the United States, and he used it to his advantage. Just like we're talking about Philip Morris trying to get an asthma place. He used that to his advantage, and I think it grew even more than he expected it would do, to the point now that we are showing our hatred out front, and it's not even hit. It's almost like Ku Klux Klanish. It's just out there, and how you put that Pandora box, that evil back into that box it's hard to see we're going to do that, and we're seeing the fruit of his labor of evil showing his ugly head.
And the airlines are having a problem and a half with their passengers. My friend Karen told me about an issue that happened in Las Vegas, and I pulled it up. This woman was on a plane. She's on a Frontier Airlines, and she was intoxicated. The woman wouldn't put a mask on. She caused a disruption. So they kept asking her to leave. The woman wouldn't leave. When she was finally removed from the plane, which was hours later, they had to cancel the flight. And the reason why they had to cancel the flight was because the plane sat so long with them, and it's hot as I don't know what in Vegas. The plane sat so long in the heat that the fuel overheated. And they need to add fuel to cool the plane down, which ultimately caused the flight to be canceled.
Yeah.
So her behavior caused mechanical issues with the plane, and the flight was canceled. So the rest of the passengers were in a total uproar because of this one person.
And unfortunately, that's how people are. So what was the young lady's name again?
Has the world gone mad?
Has the world gone mad? I think all of us are saying it's not the world, it's the people. But let's pray for the world, because the people are the ones that control it. Final words from you, Miss Brendan, as we close.
The world has gone mad, but you did make a point. It's not the world, it's the people that's within the world. So, final words as we close. Thank you, Has the World Gone Mad, for sending that in. And everyone, have a great week.
Miss McCain, Mason.
Everyone, get out there, enjoy yourself while you are out there, but be safe, be careful. It's a mad, mad world out there.
LP, you got anything for me?
I actually have a lot to. No, I'm joking.
I'm about to say, what?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to end it with this. It's the last song we're going to be playing. It says, "Are you ready?" My last and final word is get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Let's save the world instead of divide the world. Hey, this is Rick McCain along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Arthur Brenda McCain, LP Productions, and also our special guest, Vanessa McCain Mason, is here with us again today. Listen up to this song by Are You Ready? Are you ready to take your vaccination is what I'm talking